Hello and welcome back to the Strong Opinion Hibs episode. This is just a quick update, a short episode on the new era that's starting at Hibs today. Shaun Maloney took charge as full-time manager as Jack Ross was relieved of his duties earlier on in the week. He's going to be given a 3.5-year deal, and he's bringing on his own coaching staff as well, which we'll get into. He's bringing along Gary Caldwell as assistant manager. He's also bringing in Valerio Zuddas as one of the head first team coaches, and Brian Doogan has also joined the club. What's your thoughts on Shaun Maloney being given a 3.5-year deal then, Jack?
Shows a lot of ambition from us. I think it's a left field appointment, very much like Postecoglou at Celtic. It's left field. Obviously, Maloney has spent a good few years in at the Belgium setup, part of the coaching staff at a very successful Belgian side. Especially like that World Cup campaign that they had. So I think it's very, very interesting. Obviously, he's a guy with ambition that wants to really build up his portfolio and build up his career. And I think Hibs is an ideal place to do that. And I think it's great ambition from us getting a guy that's a bit in the wilderness, if you see what I mean, a bit on the fringes. So I'm really, really happy with it. And I'm interested to see what the future holds. Like I said, just so ambitious for us and so left field, and I think it will provide the desired effect, like Postecoglou at Celtic. And hopefully Maloney's looking at new markets. He knows the Belgian leagues well, obviously having to work in Belgium, so maybe he'll bring us a few good Belgian players. Hopefully the next Kevin De Bruyne in there somewhere. So yeah, and hopefully he can maybe bring Kevin De Bruyne as well. Go up and say, "Big Kev, you want to come and join Hibs?" So hopefully
maybe take Lukaku and all.
Big Romelu, both. I'd take Jordan Lukaku as well, his brother. He's a big guy, I know. So I think I'm just really, really happy. And yeah, I'm sort of lost for words here, because when I knew he was coming, but at the same time, like when you see him, you're just like brilliant, because it's just so new for us. We could easily went down the route of McInnes or Lennon, which probably wouldn't have taken us anywhere forward. But this is ambitious. It's a big hit, yes, but it'll take us forward. And I think we're going to have a good future with Maloney as well.
It's a bit of a gamble. My only concern is I don't feel like Hibs is a team where you can sort of roll the dice. Like, we have to get it right at this moment in time, because, you know, it's been a shaky last couple of months. But just to quickly go over sort of his accolades, I guess, as a manager. So he started in 2017 when Celtic appointed him to the coaching role with our under-20 development squad. Maloney then he was added to the coaching staff of the Belgium National Team in September 2018. He was obviously coaching with them at the Euro 2020 Championship there. He also managed to get them to the first place in the FIFA World Rankings. He was part of that coaching staff that done that. So, you know, he's got a little bit of a resume there. Assistant manager he's bringing in with him is going to be Gary Caldwell. So he's had a little spell in management, Jack. I'll just inform the listeners here. With Wigan Athletic, he guided Wigan to the League One title and promotion back to the Championship at first attempt. He was with Chesterfield as well. So in 2017, he was appointed as the interim manager of Newcastle United under-23 team as well. And he's obviously now just went ahead and joined Shaun Maloney at Hibernian. So his sort of win percentage at Wigan is 40%. Chesterfield is 10%. And he had a wee spell at Partick Thistle there as well, which was 36%. So sort of below average, but not a bad number 22. Thoughts on Gary Caldwell rejoining the coaching staff? It wasn't sort of blessed in a way by a lot of fans on social media. One thing I will say is the guy knows how to win titles. He won a lot of titles with Celtic alongside Maloney. They've obviously played together. They must have some sort of good relationship. What's your thoughts?
I would have preferred to have seen David Gray take the assistant manager role, because I think in his time as caretaker, he spoke very well. You can tell there's makings of a future great manager with David Gray. So I would have preferred he'd taken the assistant manager role to develop his skills a bit more. I would have loved to have seen that. I think Gary Caldwell's a figure that not many Hibs fans like. I mean, I'm not overly bothered by it. It's just, to me, you look at his managerial career, and you look at his bang average, and I think when you're looking for an assistant manager, you're looking for somebody that's a bit special that can help back you up. So
Aye.
you look at, for example, Jack Ross. He brought Potter with him because he knew he had good experience and they'd worked together before, and he was a good coach. You look at Brian Clough; he took the same assistant with him everywhere. So I think for me, I would have much preferred that we would have given David Gray the assistant role, because I think it would be so good for him. It'd be so good for Maloney. But then again, like you say, Maloney and Caldwell played together, and maybe they've got that relationship, and that'll help. I just don't know.
David Gray's
I'm
still
not
going to be a
overly
first team
sold on
coach.
Caldwell. Having said that, I don't write people off at the first sort of the first attempt. I want to say, I don't know what I'm trying to say here, but I don't write people off. I'm not that bad. So what I will say is, you didn't judge a book by its cover, and hopefully Caldwell will help boost the coaching team. In terms of the coaching team, I'm actually very excited by it. You look at some of the guys, like the foreign guy. I'm not even going to try and pronounce his name, but
Valerio Zuddas.
yeah, that's. I mean, I've just said the foreign guy there, right? So I sound like one of these Brexit means Brexit people now, don't I? So he's got a very impressive sort of CV. He's coached at Hajduk Split in Croatia, who are a very successful team, win the Croatian game. And we know about the Croatian league where he has played Rijeka. He was director of football somewhere in Georgia. Don't quote me on the team, but I'm sure if I'm thinking of the same person, he was director of football at either Dinamo
It was
Batumi or
called
Dinamo.
Katie Potty and Spartaki Tiskivanala or something like that.
I'm sure he was director of football at either Dinamo Tbilisi or Dinamo Batumi as well, in Georgia, if I'm thinking of the same guy. But he's had a career all over Eastern Europe, which is good because the Eastern European leagues are high quality. You got to remember, 30 years ago, Eastern European teams used to rule the roost in European football. So I think it's great that he's bringing in that sort of different experience. It's great to have him on the coaching staff, and of course, Sampson and Gray will still be part of the coaching team as well, which is really good. So overall, I'm very, very happy because I'm not going to write Caldwell off. I'm excited about this guy coming in with all his experience for other leagues, again, a bit left field. So overall, I think the future's very, very bright, and we've got a good coaching staff that are going to get the most out of these players.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. It is exciting. It's something fresh. It seems quite like fresh ideas. I think Maloney said, if you've read his interview already on the Hibs website, he's talking about he wants to bring a style of play that is on the front foot, fast attacking, something that gets the fans up off their seat. And one thing as well, like, he's not just sort of saying it as flash words, and he would have learned this, buzzwords. He's obviously learned this at Belgium as well. Playing on the front foot, keeping a lot of possession, but also being attacking with that possession. There's no point in having the ball if you're not doing anything with it. It sort of seems to be a sort of message. And I think he's the right character. I think he'll probably be able to relate to a lot of the guys. It wasn't an appointment that excited me. I was probably in the mindset of we needed a Lennon type of character. I'll hold my hands up and say I was, but I think there's been a lot of people saying that this will be our version of Cathro. I'm not sure about that. I think Maloney's a winner. He's won everywhere he's went, and I think he's quite highly rated. I mean, everywhere he's went, quite highly rated. He's apparently got a very, very, very good football brain, very intelligent guy. And I think the players will rally around him, and I think they will learn a lot from him as a player, based on his career. How to win in tough situations. Doing the wee things right, being streetwise on the pitch. You know what I mean? Like, I guess like how Ron Gordon as well wants us to be a wee bit more nastier.
Exactly.
He would have learned that from being at Celtic during those times as well. So I think he'll bring some of that. Caldwell, say what you want about the guy. He's a winner as well. He's won lots of titles, played Champions League with Celtic. Do you know what I mean? Like, he's played with Wigan as well. He's been under pressure. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, in some of the jobs he's had, he's been under pressure as well. He's faced pressure. I think Maloney will be successful. I wish him the best. I hope he's successful. But yeah, just jumping on here quickly to say, we're excited. Welcome aboard, Shaun, if you're listening. We're delighted that you're here. We're looking forward to seeing what you can bring to the club, and we're all behind you from the word go. So we're excited to see where you take the club.
Yeah,
Just thought,
definitely.
anything else to add, Jack?
I've just got to agree with you. I've got to say to my fellow fans, back him for the start. He needs our backing, so let's get right behind him and the boys. It's an exciting new chapter here. So yeah, that's all I've got to say.
Perfect. Until next time, I'm on the Hibs.